Hello there guys, welcome to another of my videos. On this video there's quite a few things to negotiate about. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has confirmed our summer transfer expectations, and he said, we need to make one or two good decisions in the summer transfer window if we are to compete with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool. So Solskjaer knows how important the summer transfer window is. And he's recently, warned Ed Woodward that, the summer transfer window is very, very important. I think Solskjaer said in the summer transfer window he wants around one or two signings. But there may not be Galactico signings and all of that. I'm actually not sure how much we are going to get to spend in the summer transfer window, because it confirmed the other week that Solskjaer was unsure how much he will get to spend with the financial impact of the coronavirus pandemic. But you had Ed Woodward the other month saying that we will remain competitive in the summer transfer market, but he also came out and said that we won't do business as usual in the summer transfer market. So he ruled out big transfers to Manchester United. Don't forget the other month our net debt had risen up by around £130 million. So I think our debt is now just over £429 million. By the way, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does agree with Gary Neville, because obviously, Solskjaer is aware that there's still lots of work to be done on and off the pitch, to compete with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool. But like I said, next season, our expectations will be to challenge for the title. Because we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. The last time we won it was in Alex Ferguson's last season, and this has been the 7th season now we have failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. So I'm very, very hopeful at some point we can get our 21st title under Solskjaer. We have won 20 titles at the moment, 13 of them Premier League, so we are the most successful team in England, reflects on the amount of titles we have won. Also, too, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said the battle for the top four will go down to the wire, because, he knows that there's a few clubs in that top four race. Now, of course, as it stands at the moment, we are just 2 points behind top four, and we are just 3 points behind third place. It's been a very, very good week for us, because Everton beat Leicester 2-1 and Chelsea lost 3-2 to West Ham. So if we do beat Bournemouth today, we will go into that top four. But with minimum we want to finish is that top four, because we do want qualification for the Champions League for next season, because it'll help us have more of a competitive summer transfer market, and plus we will generate money in that. But, there's actually no great chance we could get third, and Solskjaer, was recently targeting a third place finish. Don't forget the FA Cup and the Europa League are two priorities for us, because that's a chance for us winning 2 trophies under Solskjaer this season. We are into the semi-finals of the FA Cup, and, we're also into the last 8 of the Europa League. Well, more or less we're into the last 8 of the Europa League, because we are 5-0 up against Lask from the first leg. And we've not yet won out in terms of silverware under Solskjaer, and he has now been at the football club for a year and a half. I think he's been permanent Manchester United manager for around, 15 months. For around 15 months or something like that. But yeah, so let's see, how things do go. But we have lacked silverware in the last 7 years. We've only won 3 trophies since Fergie left, and that was the FA Cup under Van Gaal and the Europa League and the League Cup under Jose Mourinho in his first season. So we actually haven't won a trophy since 2017. But yeah, I'm very, very convinced that we can beat Bournemouth today. Like I said, Bournemouth are facing a relegation battle. They're sitting 19th in the Premier League. I think, if Bournemouth do get relegated, then Eddie Howe could get the sack. And Eddie Howe spent the vast majority of his managerial career at Bournemouth. He also spent the vast majority of his playing career with Bournemouth. And yes, he's also to his managerial career. But I think he did have a spell at Burnley. Of course, we've got a pretty decent record against Bournemouth. We've won 7 of our 8 home games against Bournemouth. Of course, we did lose earlier on in the season to Bournemouth 1-0 at the Vitality Stadium. Bournemouth have only beaten us twice in the Premier League era. That was last year, and they also beat us in 2015 by 2-1 at the Vitality Stadium and that. But overall, we've got a very, very good record against them. But I think Bournemouth, are going to go down. They've also got a few injuries as well. They've got obviously Charlie Daniels out. Joshua King's just recently come back for them, so that's a positive for Bournemouth. Also, too, they've got Simon Francis out. I think also, too, Callum Wilson is suspended for Bournemouth. And since the resumption of the season, they have lost their last 3 games. They recently got thrashed by Newcastle 4-1. They lost 1-0 to Wolves. And they lost at home to Crystal Palace 2-0, did Bournemouth. So, they have enjoyed a very, very bad season. Of course, we're on a 15-game unbeaten run. This is our best vein of form since Ole Gunnar Solsjaker was the interim manager. So if we beat Bournemouth today, we will extend our unbeaten run to 16 games in all competitions. I think we are unbeaten in our last 8 league games. And I think we've kept 8 clean sheets in our last 13 league games. So a lot of aspects of our game have really, really improved. We're scoring more goals, players have improved. We defensively look better, like I said, because we are keeping clean sheets. And, it's very, very good to see. Of course, I give you my reaction to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference yesterday ahead of the game today against Bournemouth. Of course, he was asked about Jude Bellingham, like he updated you on. He refused to comment on Jude Bellingham, looking likely he's going to Borussia Dortmund. Don't know if it's yet being confirmed, but he said he was going to go to Dortmund for around 20 million and he was going to sign a 5-year deal with Dortmund. Also, too, Solskjaer was talking about Mason Greenwood during the press conference, saying that he's way ahead of him at the same age, and he's excited about Mason Greenwood's potential. Mason Greenwood's now got 13 goals, I think, this season for Manchester United. Of course, has started our last 2 league games, and Mason Greenwood is now definitely going to get more starts at the football club. But he's definitely the foreseeable future for Manchester United. Obviously, a lot of Manchester United fans, including me, I said it myself, saying that we've got an easy running. But Solskjaer said totally contrast. He says we haven't got an easy running. He said, we've got points to prove against the teams that we struggled against earlier on in the season. Of course, we have got Aston Villa coming up. We're due with them early on in the season 2-2. We've got Palace coming up. We lost to them early on in the season 2-1. We've got West Ham coming up. We lost to them early on in the season 2-0. We've got Southampton coming up very, very soon. We're due with them earlier on in the season. So we have got points to prove against these teams. But I think, if we can win our 6 remaining games, then I think, we can finish in that top 4. But in reality, we should win at least 5 of our 6 remaining games. This is what I do expect to see. Solskjaer has challenged Man United to go unbeaten for the remainder of the season. And, I'm very, very convinced that we can do this in that. Very, very convinced that we can do this. So he did say quite a few interesting stuff during his press conference. He was also asked about, is Bournemouth going to be a difficult game? And he said, we've got to be careful. He said Bournemouth are very, very good from set plays and that's something that we do need to watch out for. But definitely, Solskjaer will be at Manchester United next season. Definitely. Because I said he does deserve at least another season at Manchester United. He does deserve at least another season. And he does deserve at least a couple of more transfer windows because it is a transition period and it has been a transition period for a while. Like I said, Solskjaer's recommended 5 good players into the football club so far and spent just over £200 million. He got these 5 players in the 2 previous windows because Solskjaer didn't recommend anyone in his first transfer window. Of course, Solskjaer's also got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended into the football club, so that's also positive. We've also extended a lot of players' contracts since Solskjaer came in. Of course, we're still facing a dilemma regarding the contracts because we've got around 8 or 9 players' contracts that do expire next year. Solskjaer's also promoted the youth very, very well. The young players have been given their opportunities, so he's got a lot of trustworthy young players. And I think our record against the Big Six sides this season's been exceptional. We've taken 18 points against the Big Six sides this season. And I've already outlined, the reasons why Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't get sacked earlier on in the season. That is because of the signing of Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes has definitely made a difference in the team. Solskjaer being a club legend, that could also play a part in it as well because he was a great player for the football club for 11 years. He flourished under Alex Ferguson's guidance. Earlier on in the season, don't forget, we enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years. And reflects on that, Solskjaer was very, very close to getting the sack and all of that. And, we haven't really got the structure to keep sacking managers because we've already sacked 3 managers since the Alex Ferguson era. And of course, that was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, and Jose Mourinho and that. But yeah, we seem to be going in the right direction now under Solskjaer, so maybe he is the foreseeable future for Manchester United. I gave you the news yesterday, didn't I, on Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. It had confirmed that they are both injured. They got injured in a training. They got injured in a collision at our training ground. So reflects on that. It says, Bruno Fernandes and Paul Pogba are doubts for today's game against Bournemouth. Solskjaer did say he'd like to name an unchanged team against Bournemouth, but he did say that he may have to make some rotation. But, like I said, the combination team, Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, has been fantastic. Like I said, since the resumption of the season, Paul Pogba's made a fantastic impact. And, Bruno Fernandes has done very, very well since his arrival from Sporting Lisbon in January. So hopefully at least one of them can be involved in the game today. Of course, yesterday I gave you the news on Jadon Sancho, didn't I, from Borussia Dortmund. He actually, could be our first signing in the summer transfer window. No fees yet being agreed. Because Dortmund do value Jadon Sancho at around £115 million. And we've said on quite a few occasions we are not willing to smash our transfer record for Sancho. So like I updated you yesterday with stories coming out from Duncan Castles, and Duncan Castles tends to be close to Man United, and he said that Jadon Sancho has agreed personal terms with Man United and he has agreed a 5-year contract with the club with around £140,000 a week, potentially rising up to £200,000 a week further on in the deal, reportedly. So the terms and that have been agreed. But revert back to February, it said that Jadon Sancho had agreed almost every detail of a move to Man United except the fee. But like I said, the fee, what Borussia Dortmund want, has been the stumbling block. It has been, the stumbling block. But Jadon Sancho is our number one priority target. Don't forget the Borussia Dortmund CEO did recently say that he expects Jadon Sancho to stay at Dortmund for next season because, he's convinced that no club is willing to meet Borussia Dortmund's valuation. Sky Sports recently said that we're only willing to pay $50 million for Sancho. We're not willing to pay any more than £50 million for him. Don't forget, Pep Guardiola at Man City has distanced himself away from Sancho. Also to Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool, he's distanced himself away from Sancho. So I think in reality, we're the only team that are now in for Sancho. I heard as well, that Chelsea is still in for the player, but Jadon Sancho did reveal if he is to leave Borussia Dortmund, his preferred option is a move to Manchester United. So yeah, there's still a chance, we could get him on the board. So the news on Jadon Sancho and that. The news on Jadon Sancho. Like I said, there's been a lot of other players on our agenda, and Solskjaer's already identified the areas in the squad where he does want to strengthen up. I think Solskjaer's just got under 2 years left now on his Manchester United contract, just under 2 years, because when he got the job permanently in March last year, he signed a 3-year contract at the football club worth around £7.5 million a year. Solskjaer's got some managerial experience now, reflecting on how long he's been at Manchester United. Man United is the third club in his managerial career. Before he was with us, he was at Molde. And before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff, was Solskjaer. But yeah, like I said, we was very, very critical of him earlier on in the season. And so too a lot of Manchester United fans. But I think there's been a hell of a lot of problems at the football club in the last 7 years also. There's been cultural problems at the club. There's been cultural problems at the club. There's also been a lot of problems with Ed Woodward and the Glazers, because a lot of our fans, have been very critical of Ed Woodward and the Glazers for several years. Woodward's been at the football club since 2012, and the Glazers have been at the football club since 2005 and all of that. But like I said, we haven't dominated English football since the Alex Ferguson era. Ferguson endured 26 years at Manchester United, endured 22 years of success, did Alex Ferguson, because he didn't win out in his first 4 years, and Ferguson did win a total of 38 major honours, including 13 Premier League titles. But before we got these 13 Premier League titles, it took us 26 years to win a title. But the vast majority of our success came under Ferguson, because before Ferguson, we was not good either. Weren't good under Ron Atkinson, weren't good under Wilf McGuinness. Wilf McGuinness endured 18 months at the club, only recruited one player in. Of course, you had Franco Farrell. We had Franco Farrell, got relegated under his guidance. I think that was back in 1974, which was 40 odd years ago now. But I don't think anyone at the football club will replicate Ferguson's legacy, and no one will last as long as Alex Ferguson did. But I still believe that Solskjaer can get us back to being a competitive elite level football club. I'm very, very convinced, that he can do this. And I think, he could possibly emulate into the next Jurgen Klopp. But in the last 7 years, we spent close to the £1 billion range on players. And, reflect on the money we spent, we should be where Liverpool are. And we've recruited over 30 odd players in since the Alex Ferguson era. Of course, Moyes brought Fellaini and Maturin. Van Gaal, he brought the likes of Schneiderlin in, Sebastian Schweinsteiger, Di Maria, Falcao, Daley Blind, Rojo, Darmian, Martial, Shaw, Herrera, Romero and all of that. Van Gaal recruited a good 16 players into the club. Mourinho, he recommended 11 players into the football club. There's only a few players that have left who Jose Mourinho brought in. So let's put into the equation Solskjaer's inheriting the vast majority of Jose Mourinho's players in that. But even though we've been inconsistent for so many years, we are still one of the biggest clubs in the world. One of the club's greatest achievements was the treble in 1999, and that was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's most iconic moment as a player. We were the last team to win 3 back-to-back titles. That was back in 2007, 2008 and 2009. That's when, that was. But yeah, so like I said, next season, Solskjaer will have bigger expectations to exceed. I'm not saying we'll win the title next season, but I believe, that we can be up there. Probably Chelsea, going to be up there. Well, I presume they could be up there. They have done good recruitment so far of Chelsea. They have done very, very good recruitment so far. They've got Hakim Ziyech. They got him in February. They've got Werner the other week from Leipzig. And I think they're closing on Kai Havertz as well. So they are doing very, very good transfer business at Chelsea in that. But yeah, we need to find a way to stop Liverpool. We really, really do. we really do need to find a way to stop Liverpool. But like I said, I've seen a lot of improvements under Solskjaer. I really have, and I'm delighted that our recruitment's improved under him, because for so many years our recruitment policy's been very poor. And if you've noticed in recent years as well, we've overpaid for players. Of course, we paid 75 million for Lukaku, 89 million for Pogba, 80 million for Maguire, 40 million for Matic, 52 million for Fred, I think. So we are known for overpaying for players, and we've also got players on big contracts at the football club as well. So let's just put that into the equation. I think we are going to get rid of around 5 players in the summer transfer window. So we are going to generate money that way, by getting rid of players in the summer transfer window. Jones, we'll look to get rid of him. Smalling, going to look to get rid of him on a permanent transfer. We'll be looking to get rid of Lingard and Andres Pereira. Also looking to get rid of Sanchez permanently in that. So there's big decisions that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got to make in the summer transfer window and all of that. So yeah. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.